The Republican Zone is brought to you by Drew Murray.
Good afternoon. You're watching Usala Media and the Republican Zone. I am your host, Drew Murray. I am here with my good friend, Ms. Sheila Armstrong, the Republican ward leader of the 14th Ward.
Yes, how you doing?
Good. How are you? I had you on my show a few years ago.
Yes.
I think pre-pandemic.
Yes,
That was the first time I had you on.
Yeah.
And you weren't even a ward leader yet, were you?
No, I wasn't.
You were not a ward leader.
No, I was
you
not.
You were involved in the
I
party.
was involved in the party. Yes, I was. I was being mentored under Daphne Jekin
Okay.
at that time. Mm-hmm. You know, she
We
was
miss
my mentor.
Daphne, yes.
Yes, we do. We really do. And right before she passed, that's when I became a ward leader.
Wow. And was
Yes.
Daphne on the show that day? I forgot. It was
No,
you,
it was,
Carnell, Prince.
and I forgot who the other.
Oh, it was Leonard. It was Leonard.
Leonard.
That's
Yep,
who it
that's who it
was.
was.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So yes, I
Leonard.
remember that. Yeah, you guys showed
Yes.
up with a team.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I met Prince. And if you've never met Prince,
Yes.
he's a memorable character. Prince makes me laugh.
Yes, you know, he's definitely a character.
No, I said we said right before. I said how I like Council President Clark, and Prince was like, "Look, I swear to God, he like stopped the show. He was like, "What do you mean you like Council President Clark?" I'm like, "He's a friend. I said he's my
Right.
council person." He said he does great for my neighborhood, but
Yes.
Prince, I thought, he almost jumped out of his skin.
Yeah.
But and I still like the council president. He's pretty moderate. He's a Democrat, but he's
You know,
moderate.
we live in a Democrat city.
Yeah.
So being in a Democrat city, we got to learn how to get along.
Right.
Okay, that's where I'm very big on. I tell people, me being a Republican in Philadelphia, I focus on looking for the purple solution. A solution that both parties can come along. And I always tell people, they were like, well, where purple come from? I said, well, red and blue makes purple.
Yeah.
You know? So that's why I come to a purple solution. We got to live in this city together. So you got to work with, and at the end of the day, he's our council president. You know, so we have to work with him and get the things done that we need for our community, regardless of who's in charge.
Just get bleep done. That's what I say.
Yes,
I mean,
that's
if you're in it, like I'm running for city council, obviously, if you're in it to make the city better, you just want to get stuff done.
And that's honestly it. That is truly it. And that's where that's what I realized working this work, how I characterize the people I work with. I try to surround myself with people that understand this is hard work. So because this is hard work, don't look for the big paycheck.
Yeah.
You may not get paid off of this. You may not even be recognized off of this, okay? But best believe the community and the work that we're doing, they appreciate it.
Yeah.
And they see it. And we see the changes slowly coming along.
Yeah. And as ward leaders, yes, we're trying to get Republicans elected, but at the same time, we're just trying to make our community and our individual ward, we're trying to make that better.
Yes.
And if that means working with Democrats, then that should be the ultimate goal, no matter what. It's making your community safer. And I always say Democrats and Republicans, we want the same things. We want better education for our children. We want safer streets. We want better jobs for the community. It's just, we believe in different paths to get there, but we all want the same thing at the end.
Of course.
Maybe there's some people in maybe the Working Families Party who might want a little, maybe not the exact same things that we want, but they want communism and socialism.
On the extreme side of the Democrat Party.
Yes.
So with that being said, because they on the extreme side, I'm just very careful of all these nuances that feel as though they got to create something new. And I said before, everybody want to create something new instead of taking time to fix what is broken.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay? Because you created something new, but if you ain't never fixed what was broken in the first place, I'm a woman of Christ, so that's why I wear my believe shirt and stuff today. And I said, we got to believe. All right? So because I'm a believer, we have to fix the problems. It's how God sit there and tell us we can't put new wine in old wineskin. Okay, because it can't handle it. All right, so we got to fix the problems and the issues that we're working with.
Sure.
And we got to work with both the parties, all the parties here. But the Working Family Party, I find that very extreme. And what I don't like about them is the fact that I see them villainize people for thinking differently from them. To me, they are very communistic, okay, and very dictatorship. It's like think their way, do their way, and if you don't do what they want to do, oh, now they're ready to attack you. They sit there, villainize you. They want to sit there and do negative press against you, take your conversations and words all out of play. And that is not the America that I support or the foundation that I was raised off as a black woman in America. You know, so that's one thing.
Yeah, they espouse diversity, but they don't want any diverse opinions.
And that's exactly it. So this is why I'm very, like I tell people, you know, don't be quick to jump on the bandwagon of something new because of the fact of you might be trying to be a part of something that is, as I tell people, you might be signing on to something that can be sending you to eternal damnation and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
You know? So, and this is a great opportunity. I want to say thank you for having me on your show because, as you know, and I would just want to make sure all your people know and everybody that's here know that Drew Murray has been a partner, community partner of Cooking for Autism since we started 2 years ago. Okay, April is Autism Awareness Month, and this is why I'm here today because to talk of all the beautiful things that we are doing and the things that is going on with Cooking for Autism. As y'all know, I founded that Cooking for Autism with my son, Sheila Armstrong, and he's not joining us today because that's why I want to share the great news is that we have a building now. And we got a headquarters.
Congratulations.
Yes. So I said, when people see you doing good things, they want to come up and support you. So our church, okay, had an extra building next door that was vacant. Okay, so they're giving us the use of the building. So Skylar's right now over at the building cleaning it up and everything because we're trying to make sure the building.
Skylar's my man. I love his cooking.
Yes, yep. So
he's a
we're
great chef.
excited. So we want to let everybody know about Cooking for Autism headquarters. The address is in North Philly, 3040 North 22nd Street, right off of 22nd and Clearfield, because we believe in doing our work in the communities with the highest need. Okay, so that's where that is at. On Saturday, May 20th, we are organizing our spring cleanup of the headquarters of facilities. We're going to get a dumpster out there and just clean it out, planting, painting, cleaning day. It's a spring cleaning day. If you do spring cleaning, this is the day. We're also using this day opportunity because as Skylar is very big on continue building relationships with the Philadelphia Police Department.
Okay.
Okay. We did a project with Children's Hospital, okay, autism research where it was a virtual program. Okay, so now Children's Hospital have a virtual program where children with autism can interact with police, and it shows them how to interact with police and how to train them. Okay, on how to interact with them, and it also this.
And it's probably for both the police and
it's for the police also
because they need they need the experience in dealing with someone.
So that's
who's
why
on
I'm
the
so
spectrum.
excited to say all this stuff that is going on that we're doing. So yes, we're working with the Philadelphia Police Department and training the Philadelphia Police on how to recognize when somebody might be with autism, might have an emotional attack or emotional distress when they coming up to a situation. So we're excited about that because the month of May with this partnership we're doing is Give Back to Blue Day.
Oh, very cool.
So yes, so on Saturday, May 20th, not only is we're doing the cleanup, but we're also working with the police departments, and they're going to come out and clean. They're going to have community resources tables, and also just continue building that relationship in North Philly, okay, in communities that don't have great relationships with the police. We want to start changing the conversation where we know the police have a job to do, and we're supporting our police and everybody that works in blue. Okay, so that's what Cooking Autism.
And what time? So on May 20th, what time?
On May 20th at 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
Yes,
and then it goes to when? Until whenever you're done?
It's all done.
Until the bleep gets done. Yeah.
Yes, till everything gets done. And then the beautiful part about it is at the end, excuse me, at the end, Skylar want to cook for everybody.
Nice.
So he's going to have a great meal at the end that is going to end the meal up with the great day. And he already said he planned to do his famous Alfredo for that day.
Oh, nice.
So,
all right.
so he will be doing his Alfredo.
Come hungry?
Everybody come hungry. Well, no. come ready to work.
Ready to work, and
Okay,
you'll build up.
You're going to
yeah,
build your
you're-
appetite, so that way you will be able to. If you can stay, if you want to stay, you can stay. But if you want to leave and take your platter and leave, you can welcome and please.
I'll tell you, if you never
Yes.
had Skylar's food, you're in for a treat.
Yes, it is.
I've eaten Skylar's food numerous times.
Yes, you have, and I'm like, and Skylar told me make sure I tell you hi. Okay, he's like, yeah, that's my man Drew.
That's right.
Monticello. Like, yes. So that's.
And Simeon's going to go to my alma mater
Yes.
next
So,
year.
yes, my youngest son, Simeon, he's 14 now, and he graduates. He currently a student at Martha Washington Academy Plus, Academic Plus School, and I'm so proud to say that he is going to be valedictorian.
That is
He
awesome.
got the highest GPA of his class, and he's just excited about that, but he's excited about going to St. Joe's.
Yes.
He is so excited. Like they started their spring training for football.
Oh, wow.
So he's did everything.
When I
That's
was at the
it.
prep, they were not allowed to do that. They've changed the rules a lot, so I never
Yes.
went. We weren't, in fact, as a freshman, you weren't allowed to play on the football team, or you couldn't try out for the freshman football team until like the third week of school.
Oh,
now,
wow.
now they're doing like spring workouts
Yes,
and the
yes,
summer workouts. I think it's good
yes.
because you know what? That's how you get to meet.
It,
You know,
it really
you
is.
get to meet
And we're
the kids.
excited.
And, yeah.
So August is the first football game. We're playing a team in New Jersey. I don't know yet who. Okay, but I know.
I'm trying to think who it
I
might
don't know
be.
who it is.
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
It's a good team. The prep
It's
only
a-
plays good teams.
That's
Yeah.
what we was taught. We was told that. I'm excited for that journey. I'm looking forward to the St. Joseph's Prep have a Black Alumni Association. They
sure.
got an event coming up, the Black Nior or something like
Oh,
that
very
coming
cool,
up.
yeah.
And I'm going to go to that event, and it's in May. So that's something I'm excited to check out. And I even like how the Mothers Club.
Oh yes.
I was like, I'm really excited. My family's excited about this next journey of going to St. Joseph's Prep and just being
it is a
involved
great
there.
experience, and you'll be part of a cult.
Yeah.
in a good way.
Yeah,
it's,
but
the
look,
prep
look,
is a cult.
Look, we is a cult. Like, look, we Christians, okay? So Christian, because somebody sat there and told me that. Wait a minute, and I was like, oh, I'm a Christian. They was like, oh, you're part of a cult, and I said, oh, Christian, you think of Christianity as a cult? I was like, oh wow, and it caught me off guard because I was like.
Well, I say
oh.
cult from the prep standpoint in a good way.
We say it in good
Believe
ways.
me,
We
I was
already
at,
know. We
I
know
was at an
it.
event last night in South Philadelphia at the South Philly Business Association dinner. I knew there were prep guys in the audience, so
Right.
I talked about the prep, and sure enough, and my dad taught at the prep for 50 years, so sure enough, I knew not only were there prep people, there were prep people who would know my dad. So I said my dad, and my dad taught there for 50 years, and sure enough, two guys right afterwards. One guy my dad coached soccer, so he came up. He said, "I played soccer for your dad in 1977." And then
Oh,
another
wow.
guy came up and said, "My brother played soccer for your dad in '74." Now I was born in '72, so
Okay.
I didn't remember them playing. But no, so in a good way,
But yes,
it's
it
a
is.
brotherhood,
It is.
but the whole family gets brought in, and that's the
what
Mothers
I
Club
love about
aspect.
it.
Yes, the Mothers
And
Club.
That's what I love about it. It really brings in
As
the
a
whole
family,
aspect as the whole family, and that's very big. That I'm very big on the family, and this is also a great transition on what I have been doing with the Black family. Okay, everybody know with me being a Black Republican, and I tell people I always focus on the Black issues first because I'm Black. Okay, no disrespect to no other culture or nothing like that. It's just how I was born and raised. So with that being said, this month I was just recently named the chapter president of the Pennsylvania chapter of the Black Conservative Federation organization. This is a national organization with chapters all across the country, and it was just my honor that I was surprised to be selected, and I'm also made history because I am the first woman president.
Oh, very
for yes, the Black Conservative Federation. So
Congratulations.
yes, well, thank you very much. And then also, as we talk about family stuff, I also, as of, and I can announce it now, because I couldn't announce it before.
Okay.
I
So
can
this is the
announce
big
it.
announcement right now?
This is a big
All
announcement.
right.
Okay. As of the close of business today, I will be the Philadelphia chapter president for Moms for Liberty.
Oh, wow.
Okay, yes. So, and Moms for Liberty is another national organization that focuses on parents' rights around education.
Okay.
And I do a lot of education work, especially with Cooking for Autism, advocating for family special needs, parents understanding their rights under the law, and I always tell people, you got to advocate for your child's education, because at the end of the day, these schools and these institutions wouldn't even be around if it wasn't for our kids and our children. So you got to understand your rights, and you got to be a voice for your child, and then you also got to be involved, because you got to know what's going on in school. Right now, what is going on, and I believe in freedom of speech. We are Republicans, so we believe in our civil liberties, okay? Everybody have a freedom of speech. What I do not believe with our freedom of speech is pitting it on our children at our early age, okay? So one of the things that we're working on with Moms for Liberty is banning certain books that is very crucial topics in our children's school, okay? For instance, one topic that we're very concerned about, one book that is in the library is called Genderqueer. Okay, and it literally tells the children how to do things in the LGBT community, okay? And those topics is really, I feel as though while we want to expose our children to be open to people in them communities and respect those people in the communities, I feel as though it should be the parents' job to talk to the child about it, okay? Because when the world comes at the children, it's a lot for a child. It's a lot to take in. I remember when I had to have the first conversation with my son about how one of his friends in his classroom had two mommies, and how do you talk to your child about, well, mom, he got two mommies. How you got two mommies? And I'm like, well, when people love, they just love. That's how I explain it. Like, you can't
you love who you love.
You can't determine who you love, how you love. Love is love. You know what I mean? So that's how he got two mommies. And then he was like, well, how he get born? Because two mommies can't have sex. I'm like, oh, good Lord, son. Now here we go.
There you go.
So, and you know how kids are.
And how old was he when that?
Yeah. And he was only 7 at this time. You know what I mean? So, and then it's like, as a parent, you got to be prepared for these topics, and you just never know, okay? So one thing I want to be careful of and be cautious of is where we have these books in schools. It's good to have these education books in schools, but be careful on how in-depth some of these books go at these age. Like one of these books that I actually seen and couldn't believe that was actually in the book, it actually talked about a woman using a prosthesis to have sex, and I was surprised to see that in a children's book in the library.
I would be surprised. There are age-appropriate books.
And that's where my biggest concern is.
And it's not about burning books. It's not it's about age-appropriate.
That's exactly what it is. And that's where we want to be careful
and
about.
your group is saying that the parents should decide
and
that
that's
age-appropriateness.
exactly it. It's what's the age-appropriate should be from a parent perspective. And this is why the parent's voice is important, okay? Because at the end of the day, your child might be being exposed to stuff that you as a parent didn't even know. Like another thing that's going on, that's a hot topic, and a lot of these hot topics that is happening in education, I tell people, I don't see it in Philly, because Philly, we're different. Philly, we already
it's
inclusive.
A Philly thing.
It's really a Philly thing. It really is. Philly, I tell people, Philly, we inclusive already. We already got things in place and systems in place to be inclusive. So we already have, one thing the school district of Philadelphia have already is a curriculum in place to talk about these things. We already start working inclusion. Same thing when Philadelphia is a sanctuary city. Okay, so we already know we dealing with inclusion, how to deal with immigrants, how to deal with, migrants or people, citizens with no working papers.
It's one of the reasons I moved to Philadelphia. I
This
grew up
is
in
the reason
Villanova.
why.
I said there was no diversity.
Okay.
I said my only neighbor who lived in Villanova, who was a person of color, was Dr. J.
Okay.
Right. That's not even that.
Right.
So I said I don't want to have to teach my kids diversity. I want them to live diversity. So
Exactly.
now I live in Center City. I'm not going to say it's way more diverse than Villanova. It's not extremely diverse, but that was one of the reasons I said I want my kids to grow up with people around people who don't necessarily look or look like them or believe the same things. I mean, I thought everyone was Catholic when I was. If I was 7 years old, I was like, I thought, isn't everyone Catholic?
Okay. Yeah, right. Exactly.
I mean, even if my neighbors, and I know my neighbors, they were Christians, they were Jewish. I mean, but I assumed everyone around me was Catholic because I went to a Catholic school. I went to mass, and so
exactly.
I didn't. I mean, when I was in like 4th, 5th grade, but I thought I assumed most. You're not Catholic? I'm like, wow, okay.
Yep.
But
yeah.
So no, I like the diversity, and now I live in a mixed faith household. My wife is Jewish, and I'm Catholic. My children are Catholic, and you know why my children are Catholic? Did I ever tell you that story?
No. Why?
So on our second date, I told my wife,
Uh-huh.
I said my children will be Catholic because they'll be attending St. Joe's Prep. Because my boys will be attending St. Joe's Prep.
Right. Okay.
I have 2 daughters who will not be attending St. Joseph's Prep, but they're still baptized. They were baptized in the cathedral. And so many people always tell me, like, well, the religion comes from the mother. I'm like, I said, the religion is a faith and a belief. It's not. I said, they're baptized. I said, And everyone's like, and my wife thought I was crazy. And at the time, my girlfriend, she was like, looked at me like I was a nut. She was like, why are you telling me this on our second date?
Right.
I said, because I had to get it out of the way. We didn't know going in. And I said, you just didn't realize how charming I was. I said, yeah. I said, you thought I was crazy, and then you know, 6 months later, we were talking about getting married. So,
oh wow, that is so beautiful.
But it is important to talk about that before.
Oh,
a lot of people
agree.
are like, they get married, like, oh, what are we going to raise our children?
Oh no, we
knew.
definitely, yeah,
we knew.
Yes.
And granted, my wife was not, you know, I would say a person who went to mass every Sunday growing up, and in my 20s I didn't go as much, but now we go every Sunday now. My wife was. She didn't practice Jewish faith as much as I practiced the Catholic faith. So, but yeah, going in, it was like, we knew exactly what our children were going to be. Yeah. But God had a different plan. I will not have any sons in St. Joseph's Prep.
And you know, that was different. And that's the first time I ever heard the saying that the mother determines the faith.
Yeah.
Okay, because it
might be just
family,
Judaism, but
because that's the first time I ever heard that. Because in my family and in the black family, it was always the man and the father determined the faith. Okay, you know. So with that being said, you know, and then. So Christianity was for us, you know, and it was so funny because my family is half Christian, half Muslim. Okay, and it was so funny because this is the high holy holidays, as I always call them, because if you notice, every faith celebrate in this time frame. Jewish time is Passover going on, you know, we got Easter and everything, and then they going through Ramadan and stuff like that. So one thing I say is, I'm a believer first. There's only one God. At the end of the day, you know, we all believe as believers, we all got our own different ways of reaching to God. You know what I mean? I'm a Christian. I practice Christianity also too. So I believe that Jesus died on the cross for my sins and rose again, you know, and that's my way into getting to heaven, you know. But as I sit there and tell people, I first push an encouragement, and what I encourage is a relationship with God. Okay? Focus on so many people I come across is so hopeless that they can't even see a God or believe a God because they're going through so much bad stuff. You know, so I just try to push the hope that can you just see a God, that there is a God. Once we can get past, okay, there's a God, then let's go over there, you know. So that's why I do, because my mission, and I tell people my mission as faith is, one, to know Jesus. Okay, and then to make Jesus known.
Now, are you a minister now?
I'm a minister in training now.
Oh, so minister in training. So wow.
Thank you. And that is something new.
And when did you start? Yeah, that's 6 months.
It's almost a year now.
Oh, it's almost a year.
It's almost a year now. And matter of fact, it was March of last year, right before Easter, was when my pastor at that time, God bless his soul, announced from the pulpit that I was going to be his next minister in training.
Did you know that?
No.
No? So he told you?
Yes. And I said it was so funny because we was having one of them prophesizing moments at the church. And I tell people that's when the Holy Spirit take over and we just let the Spirit go. So he was prophesizing from the pulpit and sitting, and he said, yeah, you, Sister Armstrong, you my next minister in training. I was like, what, wait. And then he turned to the congregation and said, if y'all got any issues with Minister Armstrong, come to me. don't go to her, okay? Because she's not that type of minister, okay? She's going to be, and which he's admit, I'm a truth-telling minister, okay? I'm just going to tell you the truth. What I'm learning is how to soften up how I tell you the truth. You know, instead of sitting up there, and I tell people I came a very long way, all right, from this and learning how being compassionate with my words. Because somebody would give me an idea. I'm like, that's a dumbass, excuse my language, that's a dumbass idea. Why would you think that? You know what I mean?
You just said, you said dumbass, you said, excuse my language, and then you said ass again.
But that's why I'm just like, excuse me, I'm working. Like I said, I'm a real minister in training. I'm a real one.
And how long does it take for you to become a minister, like a full-time minister, not in training?
Oh, well, I got it. It's a 3-year process. Okay. It's 3 years. Okay. The first year is literally me sitting under and learning all the rules, the rituals, getting in place. Like, you know, my biggest thing right now is communion Sundays and baptism Sundays. Okay. Learning the different rituals and making sure I show up in my all white and make sure I wear my white skirt all the way down to my ankles or past my knees.
And what type of congregation is it? So it's church, not Catholic. So it's
not
Christian.
Catholic. Yes, it's Christian. It's Man the Church of God of Christ, Kojic.
Okay.
Okay. And I explain to people, it's something like people are like, well, what Kojic? I said, think of like Protestant a little bit. You know how, because we believe in speaking in tongues, the dance, things of that nature. I'm not gifted in none of those. I'm a truth teller.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what my gift is, and I'm a seer. That's what my gift is, which is, and I knew it, but is now different to understand it, my gift now. So as a seer, God gives me a gift of seeing things, situations, systems. So this is why it's so easy for me to go into a place and learn a system.
Sure.
Okay, so that's why I've always been good at. Even that's what my master's degree is in, you know, working on projects, managements, helping with development, stuff like that, because it's easy for me to see a system, see how things operate, see what the problem is, and handle things.
Sure.
So that is what I am. With the seer capacity, the one thing I don't care for with this gift is because you get to see things in the future, but you never know the time frame of when it comes. So
like a prophet.
It's like a prophet. Okay, but I won't take I won't take that title.
You won't take that title. Not yet or ever?
No, ever.
Ever.
Because for a prophet is more deeper to me.
Okay.
You know, that's a whole deeper thing as a prophet. You know.
So do you see me winning in November?
I don't see stuff like that.
Oh, man.
Sheila,
you're supposed to say,
I know.
Just lie.
I don't get
you
to
can just say lie.
I'm not going to lie because we're talking in the spirit right now. Okay, and I won't lie talking in the spirit. That's what I said.
All right.
But what I do see, okay, I see you being victorious over May 17th in the primary. Okay, that's what I do see.
May 16th.
Okay.
But on May 17th, we'll be celebrating.
We'll be celebrating. That's what I said. May 17th, victory.
That's right.
That's what I said, yeah. Okay, that's where we're going to be celebrating.
But how about November? I got to get through November. You can't see that far.
I can't see that far. I'm not allowed. And then the other visions that he showed me is like years. Like, for instance, I saw my church before I even went in my church.
Oh, okay.
You know, and then when I went in the church, that's when God brought back all them visions I had. That's where my assignment is.
Okay.
At. So stuff like that he shows me. You
sure.
know, like I see Skylar's restaurant already.
Nice.
Yeah, and we don't even know where it's at or anything, but I already saw it.
It's gonna come. How old is he now?
Skylar is 21. He be 22 this year, August the 10th. Yes.
He will have his restaurant. I know that.
Oh yes.
So where do you think? North Philly, West Philly?
North Philly. Yep, it's North Philly, and the reason why I said I saw it because and it was so funny when we seen the church. That's when I seen the restaurant.
Okay.
So it was a restaurant that is closed right across the street from the church.
There you go. Like, do you think a catering type of place or a pure restaurant? Sit down, nice.
Sit down restaurant. So
I'll be there the first night.
Yo, yes. Oh, you have to be. Oh, you gotta be.
I love the
you
food.
VIP. You
I don't know about that, but
yes, no. Well, you are. I'm just letting you know.
All right,
because we appreciate you and our family. And I always tell, so y'all know. And I always say this. Drew, can I tell them? Okay.
You can say, I don't think I'm allowed
All
to say
right,
it,
all
but,
right.
you
okay.
can say it.
All right. So just so y'all know, Drew has been a partner to Cooker for Autism. He has been a friend to the Black community forever, okay? So for these reasons, I introduced Drew when he come to our events and stuff like that. I tell people, they were like, Drew most of the time is the only white man that comes to, that is in the room, the only white man. And you know, Black people get is uneasy sometimes when they see white people. So I always sit there and say, I said, oh, don't worry about Drew. He ain't white. He just light skinned. Okay? So when y'all see Drew in North Philly, when y'all see Drew with me, when y'all see Drew, because I am going to be supporting Drew in his election run, okay? I will be having my Drew Murray shirts on. I will be on the different corners in West Philly, in North Philly, in Southwest Philadelphia that are predominant Black. When y'all see me, understand, don't think Sheila working for that white man. Sheila working for another light-skinned brother that is just from another mother. That's
I
it.
think that's the
right?
perfect time to wrap this up. But
Yes.
remind people as we're going to go, May 20th,
May
11
20th.
a.m. And what's the
Yes.
address?
3040 North 22nd Street.
3040 North 22nd Street. I will be
Yes.
there. Remind me before when we're done. I'm going to put
Yes.
it in. I'm going to get my phone out. I'm going to put it in. But
Yeah.
we're going to wrap up. Thank you so much for coming on my show again.
Yes.
We'll have you back. We'll have you back to get updates about prep football.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Well, prep football.
Yes.
I'll go to some games without a doubt.
Yes.
We'll watch it and then we'll get together when Skylar has his restaurant.
Yes.
All right. Well,
All
thank
right.
you for coming on. Thank
thank
you,
you for
everyone, for
having me.
watching. This is the Republican Zone on Usala Media. All right.
All right.
Good.
Okay.
Perfect timing.
The
Thank
Republican
you.
Zone
All
is
right.
brought to you by Drew Murray.